After harvesting potatoes, it's tough to keep them from sprouting over the winter. Hi, I'm Jody Hankey. Nip potato sprouts in the bud with essential oils as you're living the country life.
Living the country life. Ideas and inspiration for your place in the country. You can find more information on today's topic and from previous shows by visiting us online at livingthecountrylife.com. We'll return to the show after these messages.
Whenever you're online, Living the Country Life is there too. Like us on Facebook and exchange tips and ideas with people who share your love for the country way of life. Follow us on Twitter at Small Farming for timely news and information. You can also find us on Instagram and Pinterest. See the latest inspired shot from our readers or add a garden tip to your boards. Living the Country Life has all the ideas for your home acreage. Visit us online at livingthecountrylife.com and find us on social media.
If you're looking for new ideas for what to do around your place in the country, register for the Living the Country Life newsletter. Once a week, you'll receive helpful tips in your inbox on a wide variety of seasonal and timely topics, along with so much more. Living the Country Life is for all those people who love to live in the country. Sign up for your free newsletter today by visiting livingthecountrylife.com.
Potatoes are hormonal. Hormones keep them in dormancy and also tell them when to sprout, despite your best efforts to properly store them in a cool, dark place. Nora Olson is an extension potato specialist at the University of Idaho. She was part of a research team looking for an organic method to stop the sprouting without affecting the rest of the potato tissue. They found several essential oils that seem to do the trick.
We have done almost every essential oil you can think of. Some of the oils that are very easy to have access to, mint oil, clove oil, things like that, they can actually then be volatilized and have high enough concentrations that it would impact the sprout of the potato.
Specifically, they found that spearmint oil, peppermint oil, and clove oil suppressed sprouting by physically damaging rapidly dividing cells in the sprout. It's best to apply the oil just as the bud is developing because the longer the sprout becomes, the more difficult it is to control. Olson says the application method depends on what kind of essential oil you're using.
Some we can actually heat up and it makes a true fog or a vapor, and then it will actually come in contact with that very sensitive tissue and it will kill the tissue in that area. Some products you can put in water or you can spray on the potatoes, or you can wick it on. Like mint oils are great ones to put on some sort of cotton swab or blotter paper.
Some potato varieties are more aggressive sprouters than others, so you'll have to apply the oil every 2 to 3 weeks. Olson says potatoes might smell like your toothpaste, but they won't taste like it. Learn more about controlling potato sprouts with essential oils at livingthecountrylife.com. I'll see you in the country.
Living the Country Life. Ideas and inspiration for your place in the country. You can find more information on today's topic, share your tips, and post photos by visiting us online at livingthecountrylife.com.
Hi, folks. Rob Henry here with Farmhouse Furniture. We are one of the largest custom furniture makers in East Tennessee, and we'd like to invite you to our showroom in Clinton. We're on the main road that connects Clinton and Oak Ridge, and we build all styles of furniture: Amish, farmhouse, French country, modern, and industrial farmhouse. Don't pay a West Knoxville price. Just drive 20 minutes to Clinton and save. Buy real, hardwood, heirloom furniture, your style, size, and color. And ladies, my wife has a huge showroom full of beautiful decor. Women who visit our shop say there's nothing like it anywhere in Knoxville. And make sure you check out our fabulous year-round Christmas shop, too. See our furniture on our website at tnfarmhousefurniture.com.
And be sure to visit them for their Christmas open house on October 17th, 18th, and 19th from 10 to 6. There will be refreshments, giveaways, and 20% off all Christmas merchandise.
Good morning and welcome to AM 1380 WYSH and Ask Your Neighbor. Ask Your Neighbor can also be heard and seen on our website, WYSHradio.com. And if you are in Anderson, Roane, or Morgan County and have Comcast cable, you can watch Ask Your Neighbor on BBB TV Channel 12. Ask Your Neighbor is the program where you call in and do just that. Ask Your Neighbor. Do you have a comment? Do you have a problem? Or do you have a question? Then call in and ask your neighbor. 865-457-1380 or toll free at 877-711-4005. And for those of you that might be listening or watching on the internet, you can email from our website, WYSHradio.com. Just click on the Contact Us button and email your questions. Now sit back and listen as listeners throughout East Tennessee and the entire world answer your questions on Ask Your Neighbor on BBB TV 12 and AM 1380 WYSH.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome into the Thursday edition of Ask Your Neighbor, better known as David West. Stars and stories of the Cas Walker Show. David, Howard, and a guest have all entered the studio here on this Thursday morning. Fellas, great to be here with you once again. How have you been?
Oh, we're doing good. We're on the job. We hope they're on the job, Mr. Walker always would say, you know.
You know what? I'm down with that. That sounds like a really good philosophy.
Yeah, and he'd say, the only thing that scares me when I hear them buggies sitting there and the wheels ain't rolling. As long as them wheels are clicking, said I'm happy. You know?
There you go. I mean, stuff is getting done.
I mean, stuff is getting done, and people in the cashier's lane going out. Oh, he was something else. He always had. You know, he was always good, and he would say, people walk up, you remember me and Cas at a holiday, and he'd say, oh, yeah, how you doing?
How often did he actually remember them?
He knew how to get out of it, but he said, never let nobody know that you don't know who they are. He said, but a lot of them, but he was pretty good. Now, he was a high percentage of remember names.
That's good. I'm lousy with names, great with faces, horrible with names, always have been.
I have been to it. The names is the hardest thing on it. And I used to work, me and Red Speaks worked a lot together. And so he called all the men George and all the women Mildred. He'd walk up and say, hey, George, how you doing? My name ain't George, it's Sam. I know it, but I like to call you George. So awesome. You guys up already had it.
That's awesome. By the way, if I ever use that joke on you, it's not because I don't know your name.
Okay. And he'd walk up, hey, Mildred. Well, I'm not Mildred. Well, I thought you Mildred. I called you Mildred the last time. I know you did the last time, but that ain't what it is.
That's tremendous.
Yeah. Oh, we see some good as you go down the line, and we got some good. I need to tell them a little bit. I think I'll tell them a little bit about some shows to start off with.
You guys always are doing something, so I always assume there's going to be a list of shows that we'll be talking about.
Karen wrote me out a list. She said, I can't remember all of them. I get the dates wrong and the times wrong. Of course, it's, let's see, tomorrow night, Saturday, we're doing a big wedding, so you won't be coming to that, I guess. Ben Ashley is going to be the 18th. That's the veterans over at the Veterans Home. That's a big thing for, you really need to go over and see those people. I mean, they love you to come over and visit them, and we'll do from 6 to 8. That's on October the 18th on Friday evening at 6 to 8. Ben Ashley, and it's going to be their fall festival.
Oh, wow.
It's going to be there'll be a lot of people there, probably politicians, and usually they serve food on that one.
And I know you guys are always very well received there.
Yeah, they told me, said anybody that, anytime they said we're going to do a show, Ciderville coming, that's the only one that said you're the only one. We just have to get you all. So a few times I couldn't go because I had other shows. They'd wait. Now they'll call me way early.
Very good. They have learned their lesson.
Yeah. Ben Ashley Veterans Home, that's on October 18th, Friday. And then Barney will be here with us, good Lord will, next Thursday, if everything goes well. He's supposed to be with us, and he's got a big Mayberry show coming up on October the 20th at 6 p.m., and that's up there at that big church, New Beverly Church. It's at there, close to the Farmers Market.
Yeah, and it's pretty close to the Knox to Mall out there, too.
Yeah, it's out there.
That rock throwing distance. So.
Well, there you go. We don't advise throwing rocks, though.
Yeah, Barney may be listening to us. I think he's out of town, maybe in Arizona, Alabama. He's out of state, I believe, today. But anyhow, he wanted me to announce it. And that's Barney I'll be doing the Mayberry show. I think Chicken Man's going to be with us, Big Mike. And I believe Rick Campbell, I think, is going to be with us. And they do something that they just do a lot of things. It's really good in the auditorium out there. So it's going to be at New Beverly, at church, at there. A lot of everybody knows where it's at, I guess. But you can find it. Just push that in your Barney's Church. It's October the 20th on Sunday. And it's going to be at 6 p.m. And here's a big one here. This is going to be real big. In fact, tomorrow night, I think they got it on television channel 5. What's that? What's the name of that? WVL?
Oh, WVLT channel 8, but I believe on some cable systems it is 5.
5 and 8. Okay. WVLT. Alan Williams came out and filmed me, and we're talking about. I think that's what we're talking about, showing that. Maybe some Cas Walker stuff, but they'll probably have some Cas Walker stuff. Usually they do a little Cas Walker movie, but we're playing it. We're kicking it off. It's a historical center on Gay Street. It's October, and it's free. It don't cost nothing to get in.
Yeah, it's a great museum.
They got a new book signing going to be there. A fellow wrote a new book on Cas Walker. He's going to be there presenting the book, and it's October 24th on Thursday. At 6 p.m., I think is when we play. And it's going to be a Cas Walker night of stories and books and signing and maybe a little movie. And I think you can see a lot about it tomorrow night at Friday night. I think we're going to be I'll be on TV with it or something. Alan Williams came out and filmed it. It's going to be something you'll probably want to see.
Yeah.
I think they're going to start showing some clips on that, too. I give them permission to use that stuff. Got him over Cas Walker, that Tennessee Valley Advertising Agency, which covers his name and stuff of that sort.
All things Cas Walker.
Yeah. Historical Center is on Gay Street. It's right down from the Tennessee Theater on the opposite side, and you ought to go in there and see it because you can push buttons and watch movies. They show movies all day long.
Yeah.
I was in there one day, and a little boy, where you put your headphones on and listen to stuff, and he turned around and said, "That's you." Huh? I didn't even know what he was talking about. I never had heard it. Steve laughed, and I put it on. It was me just telling a story about something. That's me picking on it. That's the Historical Center at Gay Street, October 24th. That's going to be a big one at 6 o'clock. Here's one we don't want to forget now. This is a big one. This one's going to be the 26th. That'll be right after that historical one. This is going to be Max Pharmacy right here in Oak Ridge.
Yeah.
They opened up a new pharmacy down there, and I mean they're going to be giving away Garth Brooks tickets. They're going to be giving away all kinds of ice cream prizes, and the show starts at 12 o'clock, and we'll be there for a pretty good while. It's Max Pharmacy, October the 26th. That's on Saturday at 12 o'clock. Don Bell has put that one out. That's one of his books. He books for us, too. If you need us, what it's called, Don, and he can get hold of us. Her famous sister at the store. She gets them every few days. I counted up today, we had over 20 bookings in October. So.
Wow.
But a lot of it's parties.
Yeah.
But it's going to be October 26th now at 12 o'clock in the day. They got all kinds. It's a grand opening. It's their second store in this area. Max Farms, they have one over on Edgemore. It's been there for quite a while. And they got so many things to tell you about. Don will probably come up 1 week before this goes on. But Max Farms, they want everybody to be there. Going to be a bunch of picking there, a bunch of singing, a bunch of giveaways, free. It's just going to be kind of like a best for a day thing.
Yeah.
It's 12 o'clock. Get there at 12 o'clock. Now, on Wild Wings is at Powell. The Powell one, got to go back there. It's on October 28th at 6 p.m. 6 p.m. October 28th at Powell. It's going to be a big show, and Claudia's supposed to be back on the job with us. Her daughter had some health problem issues, and they had to take off for a little while. She may be with us, too. Her daughter comes a lot, so it's going to be Wild Wings at Powell. We do 2 shows at 6:30. You need to get to about 6 p.m. 6:30 and 7:30, 2 shows. Here's a big one I'll tell you about, and then we'll go into something else. November the 1st, the very first day of November, which is on Friday. And I got to get Howard to come down and help me that day, so go ahead and get your boots on. And we got Martin Day at Ciderville. They used to have a show, they're going to be inside the store from 10 to whatever time it takes to. We may be there longer than 6. I know 10 to 6. 10 to 6, they got a Nashville or somebody real hot guitar picker. I'll have that down on a brochure when I'll bring one next week. I don't think I have one here, but anyhow, that's going to be November, the very first day of November, which is November the 1st. Want you to come see that. And what they're going to do, they're going to have some of their technicians there. They're going to explain Martins to you, look at your Martin, tell you what year it's made, and they're going to be putting on free strings all day long.
Can't argue with that.
You don't have to have a Martin guitar. Bring your Gibson, bring your Fender, bring your Harmony, any flat top you got. Now, you might have to wait. You may just go straight in. They can only put on about 5 to 6 sets an hour. So if you might have to be there 2 hours, get your strings. It's free. Okay, nothing. They're going to be stringing your guitar. They're pushing they've got new models of Martin strings out that's supposed to last for a long time, the coated strings. So you want to come in and talk to them about that, and there'll be giveaways, and it's going to be a big fun day. So
sounds like it.
What you plan on, that's going to be that's November 1st now. Be sure to come. You can come anytime you want to.
Yeah, 10 to 6 12, and maybe 1, longer. 2, 3.
Just come on in and all you got to do, come in and put your name down. Say, I got a guitar and it's strung, and they'll have you roasted. You'll just take them as the list comes up.
There you go.
It's going to be Martin Day. Well, here it is. I got it right here in front of me. And the guy is Jason Herdon, Herdon, I guess.
Herndon.
Yeah, have you heard of him? He's supposed to be a real hot guitar picker. It's going to be Martin Day, Friday, November the 1st, 10 until 6 or longer if it takes it. There'll be free strings put on your flat top guitar by Martin representatives, and they're going to do 5 to 6 guitars an hour. So it's going to be a big thing for Martin Day. Now, here's one more, and this is coming up quick. This is Sunday, October 13th. That's this Sunday.
That is this Sunday.
This Sunday. The girl that comes over here that we call Pigtails, the pretty blonde that had out the song, I've got what it takes to take what he's got. She's the one that wrote that. Her son, 16-year-old, had to have a heart transplant. And he's doing well with it, but his bill is so high. They're having a big benefit show and concert. This is a classic car show. I mean, this is a big thing.
Yeah, sounds like it.
It's going to be over in Maryville, Tennessee, and it's ALNWICK. What is that? ALNWICK Community Center, Allenwick, I guess. But it's going to be, that's on 2146 Big Springs Road, Maryville, Tennessee. Now, they would like to have a $6 or more donation to see the whole business. All that proceeds goes to help him. I didn't give him a guitar to give away. Proceeds go to his heart transplant. And whatever you do, if you want to come over, you need to come by. If you can't stay for the show, it's going to be a long-time show. It starts, I think, it starts at 11 in the morning to 6 at night.
Cool.
So I know you get in on some of it. You may want to come and see the cars. You may just want to come listen to music. You may just want to come by to help him out, because they sure need to pay for it. They need all the money they get, and your patrons should be great. Sunday, October 13th at 11 to 6. Let's do it again now. Sunday, October 13th, 11 to 6. That's over in Maryville. And it's at the community center, the ALNWIC, I guess what that community center, and that's 2146 Big Springs Road, Maryville, Tennessee. And it's just a donation thing, but I hope you give at least $6 up. And
it's the least you can do.
More people do want it. This really goes for a good cause. So want everybody to get on the job and be over it you can for that. That's going to be a big thing, too. We just got so many more things, but I don't get too many of them ahead. But anyhow, one of the people that stayed at Ciderville, and he lived there for quite some time. He came through this country in a 38 Packard in a little trailer he's pulled behind it, and a bunch of kids and his wife. And they broke down there in around 50 or 51 or 2, his early 50s, was Jimmy Murphy. And he walked up there to the house, and my daddy, of course, I was just a kid too, I couldn't, he said, I broke down. I think at your place down there, that building was empty at that time. My daddy had built the building. He made the blocks one at a time in 1948, and he had built that building. Made the block that weighed 90 pounds a piece, one at a time. It's good. People come every day to see all that. It was. I wish we'd kept the block machine, but I guess he sold it even when he quit making block, you know. But we got a lot of the stuff that either what he had or just like he had. We got cider mill like we had when we started cider. But anyhow, this fella came up and told my daddy, said, I'm broke down. Daddy said, well, just go ahead and sit there. Because back in those days, see, we had water that run down from a spring, and we had a pipe. This is interesting. You know, it's hard to dig a ditch down the creek. The spring went into the creek.
Mm-hmm.
So what my dad done, just put the pipe under the water, down in the water, and run it down the creek. So the creek didn't freeze. It's 58. They said that water would stay around 58 degrees summer and winter.
Wow.
Even when it's cold, water, spring water, is supposed to stay the same. It might go up 2 or 3 points. And so we had a charcoal barrel, and this water coming from that spring, it almost went to the top of the ground, like about a foot. And we had a bridge right there going to our house, and you had a big old bucket there if you need to dip water, put in your car or something. And you could, you know, you get drinking water, anything you wanted like that. And everybody would come and go back there and get them a drink. And when they did, this guy stayed there with his trailer. Of course, we had outdoor plumbing, you know, at that time. But anyhow, he wound up, it's supposed to be a few days to get his car fixed. He didn't get fixed. And he kept staying, and he needed a job. So he went up, and that's how he got on the Cas Walker Show.
Oh, wow.
He said, I got to get something to do. So he went to Knoxville. Mr. Walker hired him. And he stayed there for a good long while. About 80 years ago, just, you know, he was a good old guy. And he'd go to church with us, and he would sing a lot of good gospel songs he wrote. I'm going to get you to play one here in a minute. This one is, he's got a couple on here. He wrote one that I think was so cute. We live a long, long time to get old. There ain't no use to cry. Old Grandpa's got to die. We live a long, long time. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
He wrote true songs, and he was doing it back then, and he was doing pretty good in the 50s, like 55, and some of his songs really got pretty big. And you can't say electricity, and he was doing a rockabilly type beat to it.
Mm-hmm.
And he made quite a few $1,000s off of it, but he thought he was going to get rich, and he didn't hardly make it that far. But he had so many. I want you to hear it. We'll try directly for number 13. But this fella had a lot of talent, and he signed with some pretty good labels. They heard him if he could just hung in there. I know, seemed like his Capitol, one of them signed him up and did some stuff. He had he was really excited. Mr. Walker was really excited about him. That was back in the Dolly days, you know.
Yeah.
His name is Jimmy Murphy, and can you play 13?
Yeah.
Let's listen to that one there.
All righty, here is Jimmy Murphy. It's David West, Stars and Stories of the Cas Walker Show.
Well, I'm so glad of John the Baptist. Till I don't know what to do, I can prove by the Holy Bible that old John was holy too. His meat was locust and wild honey gathered from the rocks and thorns. He got the Holy Ghost and shouted just before he were ever born. Well, I'm so glad of John the Baptist. Till I don't know what to do, I can prove by the Holy Bible that old John was holy too. Some people say Johnny was a Baptist. Others say he was a Jew. I can prove by the Holy Bible that he was a preacher too. I'm so glad of John the Baptist. Till I don't know what to do. I can prove by the Holy Bible that old John was holy too.
Jimmy Murphy right there with John the Baptist.
Oh, that was the oldie goldie right there. He had that out. This is Tom West, my cousin, with us this morning. And
well, hello, Cousin Tom.
Hello. I've been trying to get him over here for a while, and he always has something to do. But you remember Jimmy Murphy?
Yes,
you remember when he was in there, don't you?
I do. He also had another one out called Electricity. I think he wrote it, didn't he?
He wrote all these, yeah. He was a good songwriter and a good singer. And me and Tom goes way back. I've told some of these stories of things that me and him's done, and I guess people,
now he's here with a chance to defend himself.
Yeah, he can defend himself, but I guess people think he don't exist. But you know the story that I told about the pigs and the barrel and all that. He was one that was driving the truck.
I was, sure was.
He was with me on the pig story, and then I don't know where I told this or not, but he was big in Future Farmers of America, and he raised pigs.
I had 3 brood sows, and I had about 1.5 acres of corn put out. You want to tell it?
You tell it. I hear me all the time.
I had about 1.5 acres of corn put out, and I hired David. I was a little older than him, but I hired David to help me chop it out, you know. Well, the deal was 2 hens and a rooster. Neither one of us had no money, so we're going to trade.
Hey, got to do it on the barter system.
Yeah, and so I give him, when we got it chopped up, we had blisters on top of blisters.
It took us a week.
Yeah, and I give him 2 hens and a rooster, but they were prize hens. You remember?
Oh, yeah.
I took them to the fire and stuff like that. But anyways, maybe a day or 2 later, he come out the house and he said, "Have you seen those chickens?" I said, "No." He said, "Well, they're gone." And years later, after we growed up, I was kidding him. I told him I come and got them off of the roost that night, but I didn't.
So they just disappeared.
Yeah, they did.
Wow. They must have absconded during the night.
Yeah, we've been through so many ordeals of things that we've saw and did together, and I may have told this, I don't know, but this is something that you just can't hardly believe. I need him on here to tell it. He had a little bigger dog.
Oh, yeah.
He had a little bigger dog, and you got your gun. We're just young
kids.
We're young. Would you have a 22 or something?
Yeah. 22. And we were snake hunting up the creek, you know. And the beagle was trailing the rabbit, and he didn't look, and he run right out in the highway and got hit. Well, we thought he was dead, didn't we?
Yeah. Oh, he was out. Yeah.
So I was going to make sure, you know, I didn't want to leave him. And anyway, I shot him. But anyway, about a week or so later.
Shot him right between the eyes.
Yeah.
He said, "I'll make sure he's dead. I'll just shoot him."
And about a week later, he showed up on my porch.
Whoa.
And had a broke leg and
holding his head.
And it just tore me up. I grabbed him up and took him to the vet. And you know that dog lived he died of old age.
Wow.
And he never was treated no better than I treated him.
Oh, bet. Man, he was a king after that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he was so poor, he hadn't had nothing to eat for a week. And he's standing there holding his little leg up, it was broke, and he walked up and said, "Help me," you know. I was with him when he said, "Lord, there's that dog."
That's incredible.
He said, he grabbed him up and took off to the vet.
Yeah.
And he had a hole in his head, and that stuff was running out of it.
Oh.
But we've traded, and from way back, I guess maybe the chickens was the first deal, but after that, we traded on everything from chickens to houses.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I bought his house.
They bought my house.
I live in his house now.
He just bought it to get me out of the community, I think. No, but all our trades we've laughed about.
Yeah.
Had fun out of it. I remember one time, I might have got him a little bit that time. David would always greet you and he'd say, "This is your lucky day," you know.
Yeah.
And I knew right then I might be in for a bad trade.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyway, I went down there one day and he said, "This is your lucky day." He had some things he wanted to sell, and David could make you want something and make you feel like you needed it.
Exactly.
So I looked over there and there was a 30-06 rifle.
A deer rifle.
Remington. And I'm not sure of the price, but I said, "David, how much you want for it?" I believe he said $200 or $250. And so I started to pay him, and he said, "No," said, "just wait." Said, "You might find something else that you want. Wait. So, but it wasn't long till I was looking around, and here come in Tim Pat. I don't know if y'all know him, but anyway, he looked at David and he said, "David, what do you take for that rifle?" David said, "It's not mine, it's Tom's." Now, I had never went over and picked it up.
Yeah.
Anyway, I had him $50 to it. And he took it.
That's awesome.
David said, "I've seen it all."
That's amazing. That is amazing. Never touched it. Made $50.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And he took that guy's money and paid me.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I figured that. No, that is tremendous. He is clearly blood.
And when I thanked him, he said, "Where's my green stacks?" Oh, we traded on. I got to tell this. One time he sold me a truck. We had no truck with him and my other cousin and me. We'd all traded around. Every time we get needing something, maybe want to buy something, we'd sell each other the truck. We'd sell it. Somebody owned it.
Yeah.
Don was another one of our cousins, so it kept it in the family for a long time.
Yeah.
And it's sitting there, and I can't need it. It's a cattle truck. I need to haul some cows. And I said, "How much you take for the truck?" And he made me a ridiculous price, or I made him an offer. And I said, "Now, whoever backs out on this deal," because it was a little bit better than I expected, "whoever backs out owes the other $5 in cash." And back in those days, $5 was a big deal of work, So he said, "Okay." So I said, I'll pay you for it, and I'll take it in 2 or 3 days. And so 2 or 3 days go by. It was in the wintertime. Man, it was cold. So I was ready to use the truck. So I go out to get the truck. And he said, I said, "Well, would it start?" He said, "Yeah," but said, I drained the motor because it didn't have no antifreeze in it. Well, he drained the motor, and then
I drained the radiator.
Yeah.
And forgot the motor.
Forgot the motor. And there was an icicle hanging where it busted the motor. It was hanging about 12 inches, 14. It's almost touching ground. And he looked down at it and he said, "Well, that thing might have cracked a little bit." I said, "Cracked? It's broke." He said, "You want to back out?" Well, I couldn't back out. I couldn't afford $5.
No.
I said, "No." So that truck started with the motor, that block, it started up. And George Rice, a mechanic if Lester Fox had listened to this, he knows him very well, but George worked for Lester. And George lived next door to me, and we went and talked to George. He went to a drugstore and got a quart of liquid glass and just poured it in the radiator, and you could see it when it come out that crack. It just sealed it.
Huh.
Just quick as it hit the air, it just went hard.
And you made a profit.
Yeah, then I put antifreeze in it and hauled my cattle.
That's awesome.
Yeah, antifreeze, and then I saw it made a profit.
Well, there you go.
I got to tell you something funny. It was a 39 GMC, old model. But it had somebody put a new motor in it, but it had a crack in it. And this was before the interstate. And I can't say exactly what they said, but it was a 1968, I believe, because me and Rowdy had been going to these couple of gals. They had them a brand new white Mustang, and me and Rowdy had been dating them a little bit. And I was going from Siderville to Clinton, and you can imagine going up that hill. at the Zion. And traffic was backed plumb to Claxton School.
Oh, wow.
To Lake City because the interstate wasn't open on account of the bridge wasn't in. And we had traffic blocked. And of course, that truck, when it wasn't even blocked, I couldn't do it 25, 30 mile an hour.
Yeah.
Big old truck. And these girls pulled up and said, you know what, or get off the pot. You know,
wow.
They rolled the window down and hollered that out at us. I mean, screamed out at us, you RSA should get off the pot. And they looked and said, oh, Lord, it's right in Davie.
Oh, wow.
They didn't know it was a cattle track.
That's hilarious.
But I did buy that thing, and we went, one day I met this fella, everything he said was the, and he said, they need you to haul some cattle for me. So I got a load of cows and taken it to the slaughter pen down Hardin Valley. We was going to back roads because the old truck was slow, and the back end, you know, it's just old truck.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
It run. So he looked over at me and he said, you know, they don't need a radio on this truck. I said, how come? He said, that back end is singing pretty good. We had some good today.
You know, I bought a lot of things that David made me feel like I needed. I remember one time I went down there, and I started to, I thought maybe I should hand somebody my billfold. but I came out with a whole armload of shoes that I didn't even need.
Wow.
Stacked like cordwood.
Cordwood.
It's like you were expecting to grow some more feet.
Yeah.
I would sell my shoes. I'd sell anything.
Yeah. He'd sell it.
Yeah. I took my shoes off and sold them before I sold him some of them, see?
Wow.
And I said, well, here, I got several pairs of shoes, just buy them. And then he went out, he had about 6 or 8 pairs of shoes. He was carrying them like this.
And one time I thought of, what would you call that? It's an armored man is made out of metal.
Knight in shining armor?
Yeah, big tall one.
You bought a full suit of armor from this guy?
No, it was
made it like a man.
Like a man standing there.
Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, gotcha.
And so I bought it. Don't know why. I got home. And I ended up putting it in the corner in the kitchen. I said, that's ugly. But anyway, one of the grandkids, it was little at that time, and it would just scare it to death. It run. So I moved it out in the garage and later gave it away. So I lost money on that day.
He made a lot of, we was talking about getting into Masons later on, and they said that, I just kept up with them, but they thought I was serious because you're supposed to be real serious in the Mason. And they said, and why would you want to get into Mason? I said, because my cousin Tom belonged to Mason, and maybe he'll lighten up on me a little bit.
It's a good reason as any.
But we had a lot of we've had a lot of fun, and back in those days, see, kids don't do nowadays like it you could do. I see down there the old hay rake. See, Tom was a little older than me, and my daddy would work him instead of me. Because when I was too little to get on a hay rake, and Tom would ride this old hay rake. You remember it?
And it had a trip pedal on it. You know, when you trip the hay, and they would come up. Was pulling it a little too fast, pulling it with a truck instead of a mule, and it would hit your seat, and nearly knock you out the seat.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So then we would put the loose hay in the barn, and the only opening was where Jack Shepherd would throw it in there, and my job was to pick it up and carry it to the back and tromp it down. And by the time I'd get back, the hole would be open. Would be closed up with hay, and I couldn't get air, you know.
Oh, wow.
Oh, you got smothered.
It's hot up there.
I'll bet.
And I did help his daddy pour block. We made our own block. I'll never forget one time. My uncle, which was his daddy, would come out to my house and ask my daddy, can I borrow Tom tomorrow? Yeah. And I thought, how come I don't have a say in
Can anybody ask me?
But my dad would always say, sure, you know.
Yeah, get him out of the house. Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hit him that. You know, I told this time or two on you about the pig stories where we went and got the pigs and put them in the barrel. Well, Tom was the one that was driving the truck when we went down there.
Yeah.
And the guy sold us pigs. Well, see, he was in a big cattle truck. And I had to think real quick. I didn't go down there and buy pigs. I went there because I was driving a school bus in. And I was going to go down there to court a little bit. Tom was going to let me out. I thought he was going to offer leave. Here come this man around the house. What do you need, boy, like that? And he wasn't very friendly. And Tom was scared. I wasn't scared. But I looked at him. I thought, I got to say something. I said, them pigs for sale? I said, yeah. I'm selling them. I think it's $2 or $3 a piece. And I bought them and talked him out of 3 steel drums. Yeah. We dropped one in each barrel. Tom said, well, he just forgot about everything but money. Right there, he started trying to make a deal.
That was quick thinking, though.
Yeah.
And
on his part, I'd have probably stammered around.
But yeah, I got it, and then we went on to take them to stock barn and sold them. But we did so many things together. I mean, he was one of the greatest welders. And I want to tell you, we was looking at your tire outside here. How tall is it?
Oh, it's tall. It's really tall. I looked it up, and I wish I could tell you right off the top of my head, but I can't.
Well, he worked for TVA, and he had to go up in that smokestack to the top of it down here at TVA.
Well, I went Copper steam plant, had one 650, and I climbed it.
650 feet. That never ain't no tall animal.
They're comparable. They're comparable.
Yeah, and but you know, I wasn't worried about the height. I was out of breath.
I'll bet.
We had a ladder with a stack belt that hooks you to the tube that it ratchets up.
Yeah,
you know, like a ratchet.
Mm-hmm.
And a back cage, you know, so you were safe. I wasn't worried about falling. I was worried about out of breath, and I'd get to another level where you'd have a catwalk around it.
Mm-hmm.
And I just roll off and rest a little.
Take a little break, yeah.
And hook back up and go up again.
Wow. Yeah, I couldn't do that job. I'm not bad with heights. It's the falling.
Yeah.
I'm okay with the height. It's the landing I got a real problem with.
Did you ever have to weld up there high up?
Oh, I've welded high up, yeah, but not comparable to a stack. We were inspecting that stack because they lost the inspection sheet. And they wanted us to go up there and
find it
and inspect it.
Wow.
But, okay. Well, how long was you at TVA?
Well, I worked out of the Boilermakers Union, and TVA was probably 95% of our work, but we worked for Georgia Power, Duke, Cincinnati Power and Light, you name them. We moved around 7 or 8 states.
Wow.
And I welded 42 years.
Wow.
Still hadn't learned.
When you and my brother-in-law, excuse me, my brother-in-law, R.S. Manmaker, you all moved that big old thing. What was it you moved?
Oh, well, we were there on the project. That was the fifth spin project when they brought the reactors up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I welded on the pedestal for the reactor.
Oh, wow.
That the reactor sits on.
Mm-hmm.
And but how long did it take them to get that up there?
Oh, it's a long time. They moved lines and built roads and everything else getting it up there. They had 2 of them to move.
Wow. Those things are huge, too.
They had big floats, tractors, and dozers?
Yeah, and you wouldn't believe how many wheels those trailers had on them to support the weight of the reactor. And they come in on a barge. One to a barge.
Yeah, it's too big.
Yeah, they were big.
Well, that's something else, ain't it?
They were heavy.
You know, I want to talk just a little bit about my uncle, which is your daddy and my daddy's brother, Uncle Vernon. He was supervisor on that railroad.
He was over bridges and buildings.
All bridges and buildings. And I remember, you might remember, I don't know, the very first one. See, they came out with a car that could run on a track.
Mm-hmm.
And do you remember the first one he got was a station wagon or a pickup truck?
Old Dodge station wagon.
Oh, wow. So now you always see the pickup trucks.
Was he the first one to get one down here in Knoxville?
I don't know about the first one, but it was the early times for that type of vehicle.
Yeah, I talked to him that. In fact, he let me ride in some, and he said he jumped on the track. He went there and jumped on the track, went up through there and said, there's a guy chopping wood. So he looked at him and said he just throwed his axe down. There goes the car up the track.
Yeah, I'll bet that was a head turner for people that hadn't seen him yet.
Yeah. Well, he was a precise guy, and he had his office up there in Knoxville at the L&M Depot. He was from how far? He had from Kentucky to
Corbin to, I'm not sure south, but it was this side of Atlanta. And he knew, well, like, he went by number, Bridges and Trestle, and they would just call him. He was on call at all times. Mm-hmm. And I went to some places with him when I was out of school, and he knew that, like, they would just call and give a number. Mm-hmm. And he knew right where that was at.
Yeah. Go to bridge number so-and-so because this is wrong with it. Yeah.
Bridges and Trestles, yeah.
When he had a wreck where he had to go check everything, didn't he? I mean,
he did. They had a big wreck up in Kentucky, and I went with him, and I was out of school, and they were working, and I decided it was cold, and I decided I'm going to go to the car and take a nap. Anyway, I woke up by somebody beating on the window, and it was my dad. And he said, my gosh, son, didn't you hear that? And I said, what? They turned the wrecker over that picks the cars up. They boomed down on the low side, and it flipped it.
Oh, wow.
So we had to take one man.
And you slept through that.
Yeah.
That's impressive, sir.
And I didn't hear it. But anyway, one man jumped out of it and hit in the track on it, and his face, and it messed up his mouth and his nose. And we had to take him to a clinic, and he was bleeding real bad. And Dad got aggravated. They couldn't get it stopped. And he said, send him to St. Mary's. And so they took off just to Squalling with that ambulance. And
wow.
I guess he got all right. I don't know. I never did hear no more.
Well, that's amazing.
You know, we had a bad train wreck down below us over one time.
Amherst,
that's it. That's a bad wreck.
It was.
How many cars was that, you think?
I don't know if that was bad.
I went with him. Me and my daddy, he had to go down there and start inspecting. He said, y'all can go with me. So me and my daddy went with him and got right up there. We could see every little thing,
wow.
You know. But, I mean, train wrecks is...
You know, he went in, the L&N, which stands for Louisville and Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
Dad used to call it the long and nasty. But he went to work when he was too young to work. And Ern, which was another brother, signed my dad's papers because the parents wouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
And Dad had 48 years with him when he died.
Wow.
And he was going to retire soon.
Mm-hmm.
And passed away. But I've got his 45-year pen.
Wow.
And but he was there 48 when he passed.
That's amazing.
He liked about 2 or 3 months from what he was going to retire.
Ah, well, that's unfortunate.
He was a carpenter. You know, he built bridge. I mean, he had to know how to build bridges. And all that. And he would do stuff to come help me do stuff, and he could cut. Oh, he could cut it so precise, couldn't he?
Yeah. But you know, one time, what was funny? Everybody wanted him to cut their rafters.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have trusses back then. They were just cut a rafter. So Daddy cut a rafter for, I don't remember, he cut RSs and different ones. But
a house.
And he marked pattern on it.
The music barn, he cut for that.
And he said, son, just lay this on top of the other wood and mark it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll cut it out. Well, I was marking, and he was real particular. And my lead got dull.
Mm.
And I handed him one, and he looked at it, and he said, well, why didn't you just black your finger and mark it? He didn't like it.
Hey, that's not precise enough.
Yeah.
Well, he liked it precise.
He did. He liked it.
He'd cut a rafter or something, it'd be just a hair, man. But He learned how to do it, and if he built something, you could put a freight train on it. I mean, he built a train, that's what he built.
Exactly.
And his barn, untimbered, he built that barn out of it.
It was 4 by 9s by 18 feet.
Bridge timbers.
Crisso. And 4 by 9s by 18 was bridge plate, right on top of the ties.
Hey, real quick, need to take a break. Got to catch up on some of our sponsors. And here in just a little bit, going to check in with Jasper Young down at Fast Pace Urgent Care Clinic. They're opening up their 100th clinic. It's going to be here in Clinton. They open it up tomorrow. They're having a celebration today. I'd like to put a bookmark in this conversation, and we'll be right back here in just a few moments. You're listening to AM 1380, FM 101.1, FM 99.5, WYSH Clinton, AM 960 and FM 95.9, WQLA La Follette. I think 95.9 is working today, and I think that's all the frequencies we've got. We'll be right back with more after these messages.
You have too much invested in your home to let water damage cause problems, and it can indeed cause problems. Mold, foundation failure, and structural damage. There's a company right here in East Tennessee that can take care of the problem, and they guarantee it. DryTech has the experience and knowledge to fix leaky basements and crawl spaces. Call DryTech today at 865-410-1077. DryTech never charges for estimates, and they're very cost-effective compared to the competition. DryTech's customers can tell you about the quality of the work. Billy says he and his wife Christy couldn't be happier with the results in their crawl space. Dennis says DryTech's workers were trustworthy and efficient. And Hunter says, good people, great work. If you have problems with water getting into your basement or crawl space, don't delay. Call DryTech today, 865-410-1077, or go online, thedrytech.com. Mention this ad, get $250 off. Remember, the estimates are free, the work is guaranteed. DryTech, the Knoxville area's premier basement waterproofing contractor, 865-410-1077. DryTech is a veteran-owned business.
Respect, reputation, results. A divorce or child custody case can be very stressful. You need to know your rights. The team of attorneys at Fox & Farley can ensure that your rights are protected and that your children's best interests are taken into account. The Fox & Farley team has years of experience in divorce, juvenile law, and child custody litigation, and will be at your side through every step of the process. Call Fox & Farley today, 457-6440, 457-6440. The team at Fox & Farley.
As a homeowner, I'm always looking for peace of mind, especially when I have a costly, unplanned expense, like a cooling system repair or replacement. That's when I turn to the eScore Quality Contractor Network. They're the pros who've been specially trained and approved by TVA and your local power company. The quality contractors are licensed and insured, so you can be assured the job will be done right and inspected for free. Contact your local power company or visit energyright.com to learn more.
Are bugs taking over your house? Don't try to fight them on your own. Call Bug Busters and get bug-free. Bug Busters controls termites and other pests, and they do it with green products. They're licensed, bonded, and insured, and they guarantee their results. Need them on the weekend? Just give them a call at 865-456-3795. Interior and exterior services starting at just $30. Stop overpaying for your pest control. Call Bug Busters, 865-456-3795. Tennessee Charter member 5170.
Fall in love with the Lantern at Morning Point, Alzheimer's Center of Excellence in Clinton. The Lantern at Morning Point of Clinton is a purposely designed memory care community on one level that provides individual and custom memory care programming. Nestled in a home-like environment, we provide residents with structure to help them feel safe and secure. Move in before October 31st and take advantage of our fall promotions. Call today to schedule a tour, 865-457-4005, located at 960 South Charles G. Severs Boulevard. We look forward to serving you in our community.
Are you a student in Anderson County, Clinton, or Oak Ridge? Have you seen the consequences that nicotine, alcohol, or other drugs have had on your friends, family, or community? Do you want to help prevent substance misuse while gaining leadership skills, getting volunteer hours, and having fun? Join the ASAP Youth Ambassador Coalition and help make a difference. For more information, call 865-457-3007. 457-3007. This message provided by ASAP of Anderson and the ASAP Youth Ambassadors.
It is 3 minutes after 11 o'clock here on this Thursday morning. We will be back with more of David West, Stars and Stories of the Cas Walker Show, and Stories of the West family with Cousin Tom here in just a moment. But right now, heading down to 350 South Charles Severs Boulevard here in Clinton. That is where Jasper J. Legs Young joins us as Fast Pace Urgent Care Clinic opens its 100th clinic, and they're doing so right here in Clinton. Jasper, how we doing, my friend?
Hey, Jim, we are here at Fast Pace Urgent Care. We're here for the ribbon cutting and, of course, the grand opening tomorrow. But I got with me Jake Wilbanks. Now, Jake is one of the marketing coordinators here in the state of Tennessee. Good morning, Jake.
Good morning. It's a beautiful day here in Clinton we got going here with us today.
Yeah. Now, Jim, don't be intimidated, but he's been in TV for quite a while as well, so he knows the ropes, knows how to speak on radio. So Shannon, one of the other marketing directors, told me to get Jake on. But Jake, let me ask you, what are some of your responsibilities with Fast Pace?
So, yeah, especially in my market, which is more Middle Tennessee, I handle, like Shannon's going to do for this area. I cover all the sponsorships, the sort of community relations aspects of the clinic, sort of help be the face of the clinic out in the community. So we'll go out and we'll do events kind of similar to what we're doing today. We'll go and put things together and just sort of, you'll see us around town and, set up a tent, contributing, helping out, and doing that sort of all the fun stuff.
Now, Jake, I do want to remind you, when you opened the Oak Ridge location here, was it then 3-4 years ago?
It's been a while back. That's one of our older clinics that we got going.
Now, it seems that you give away a flat screen TV to each event that you all open up, but I wanted to remind you that one of our listeners on WYSH, Kevin Rice, was the winner of the TV that time.
Was he really?
Yes. So you can come down here. What are some of the prizes you all are giving away?
So, of course, we've got the big screen TV. It's a 40-inch smart TV that we're giving away at 2 o'clock this afternoon. If you come by and fill out a ticket and put that in, of course, you don't have to be here to win. You just have to have your phone on you. So if you get a call around 2 o'clock after you stop by, it's probably, or it could be from us. But we've got free lunch here. We've got some free cake and desserts and other goodies to give out as well.
Yeah, I want to tell you, y'all done a great job setting this up. And the popcorn smells great. But, Jim, we'll check back in with you here in just a little bit. Just give me a text and holler at me. This is Jasper Young with WYSH to the QLA 960.
That's right. Thank you very much, Jasper. The Clinton Open House celebration for Fast Pace Urgent Care Clinic number 100. It's right there at 350 South Charles Severs Boulevard. Stop by, meet the staff, tour the clinic today, 11 until 2. Taking one quick 60-second time out, then we'll get you back to David West. Stars and Stories of the Cas Walker Show right here on Wish BWC.
What?
BWC.
Okay. What is BWC?
BWC is all you need to remember for any construction project.
Really? BWC? That's it?
Yep.
Okay. Are you going to tell me why?
Sure. For your next project, you need BWC. That's Buddy Wilson Contracting. Buddy Wilson Contracting specializes in commercial pressure washing, painting, excavating, digging footers, septic systems, bridge drains, and more.
More?
Oh, yes. BWC. Buddy Wilson Contracting can also do tree work and removal, land clearing, stump grinding, bush hogging, and can haul gravel or dirt.
Is that all?
Ain't that enough? Like all 4 or 5 contractors, when Buddy Wilson Contracting can do it all. They're licensed, bonded, and insured. And here's all you need to remember.
Oh, I know. BWC.
Well, yes. And the phone number, 865-776-9831. 776-9831.
BWC. Buddy Wilson Contracting.
776-9831. 776-9831.
Welcome back, everybody. David West, Stars and Stories of the Cas Walker Show. David, his cousin Tom, here in the studio with us. Howard is back off camera. You can't see him. But we're happy to have them all here, their regular Thursday visit. Thanks, guys, for letting me hang out with Jasper for a little bit there. A fast-paced urgent care clinic opening its 100th location right here in this sleepy little town.
You know, Howard's riding shotgun today.
Howard rides shotgun every day.
I know. You know, we was talking so much about the railroad, and of course, at one time, you know, all of our uncles worked for railroad.
They did.
My daddy and your daddy and Uncle Bill, Uncle Ern, and my daddy, he told me See, Uncle Ern was the guy that had the big sawmill up there on Clinton Highway, and later, and Daddy said, I got there and worked with the railroad and said, there we had that big truck. Uncle Ern had a big truck. He said, let me just go back home and take the truck. I can make more money hauling than I can in here. But they all worked for the railroad. In fact, my two sisters, Faye and Hamilton, they were born down there at Etowah. That was a big place of the railroad. That was where they all worked out of. But, growing up and your daddy been in trains, and of course my daddy, I loved trains. I started riding them. And I got on excursion trains, and I remember one time I was on one. I was going to Kentucky, and they stopped in Harrogate, in Cumberland Gap. Stopped at Cumberland Gap. The railroad track right beside the town. I mean, you just look over and it is like out there in the parking lot. He said, now we're going on to Kentucky, gas up, check a train out, and come back. Do y'all want to ride up there and eat or something in Middlesboro or where they're going? Or do you want out there having a big festival here in Cumberland Gap? I said, I'm getting off, I think. So I got off, walked down there to town, and he said, they're having a big festival here. If y'all want to go down there, it's going to be really good to see. So I went down there, and there's Doc Reynolds' medicine show. He said, and I was probably working for Mr. Walker then. He said, oh, goodness, said, there's David West. Get up and pick with us. I said, well, I ain't got nothing to pick. I'm on a train. He said, hollered somebody, here, come run the banjo. I said, I ain't got no picks. No, we got picks. So I had to get up there and play the show, and it was a lot of fun. But I just loved trains. I loved to ride on them, and I've been on them where you could sleep on them with coaches. And they were, the trains, the earlier trains back in the 40s was, I think, a lot nicer than some of the stuff they got now. It was so convenient. You could take and open one door, and two people could have, like you got a room, two people rooms, like 2 or 3 couples, you just open up and you can make it into a big place. Yeah. Or you shut it, and you remember the seat, the big chair you sat in, you raised it up and it was your toilet. And then you pull the back of your chair down, and it was a sink, and there was a big mirror. You shave and wash your face. I mean, it was so convenient. Yeah, things made on them trains.
Well, they had to compartmentalize everything.
Everything made something else. But I mean, it was just a nice chair you're going to sit in. But you flip a couple latches, and that chair comes down, the bottom comes up. Of course,
I can think of so many ways that can go so very wrong.
But look here, here's what, and Tom will know this. Back in those days, way back, there's a sign up: do not use the restroom while the train is sitting still. Because hey, when you look down in your commode, you saw gravels. I mean, you saw it. I mean, there it was. It's the ground. That's what you. Of course, you're going at such a high rate of speed. I guess you're just fertilizing the grass.
Exactly.
But I just love trains. I just love to ride them.
You know, the last 2 trains that left, that was in Knoxville, came through Knoxville, picked up. One was called the South Wind, and one was called the Hummingbird. And I could ride them free till I became 18. And one time I was on one with my mom and dad going to Atlanta. And the conductor come back and invited my dad up to the engine, riding the engine.
Yeah.
And I wanted so bad to go up there, but they wouldn't let me.
Aww.
And probably rules.
Yeah, safety regulations, insurance, but still, as a kid, you're like, really? I can't go? I just want to see how this thing works.
I went to Corbin one year. It come a flood, and the water was up to the top of the bridges of the railroads, of the tracks, you know. And I remember they'd have to stop. They had to stop this train, and they'd go out them lantern things they had, and let that train go across at 5 mile an hour. They said, and more than nothing now. Across that, I mean, you could look out up in Kentucky, and it looked like a lake. The whole fields and everything, water out up over the track, and they was running very slow then. But I remember another time I came in, and I knew one of the engineers. He was a really good friend of mine. And he said, "Come on, you're gonna ride up front." And he took me up there and let me ride in the engine. Oh, that was exciting.
Okay, now that you've told that story, Tom, did you ever get to ride in the engine?
Never did.
David,
Well,
You're going to make Tom feel bad.
You know, you can do a lot of things. When you pick a banjo, you get to do more things.
I went to Etowah and took an excursion trip. And so I was sitting there, and this conductor sat down beside me, older gentleman. And I got talking to him. I said, "Did you ever know of Vernon West?" He said, "I reckon I did." Said he hired me.
Oh, wow.
Well, he said he was working at the Blue Circle. And my dad got him a job. And we got talking about him, about how he liked to deer hunt, and he loved to talk about trains.
Mm-hmm.
And he got up and told everybody, of course it kind of embarrassed me a little bit, that, you know, who my dad was, and he used to work with him.
Well, that's cool.
But
that must have been really nice. I mean, obviously I see you turning a little red, but, you know, at the same time, it's like...
He wanted me to stand up.
It's like, my dad was awesome. Yeah. I love that.
But when there's a crowd, when I stand up, my mind sets down.
I'm kind of the same way. If you put a live audience in front of me, I'm going to be... I'll be over here turning around, so I can't see y'all.
Yeah, I do better when they got a crowd than I do not very many. Opposite.
Well, I think that's just the nature of your job.
Yeah, that's right.
Your avocation.
Just about all my life, I started playing music when I was real young. I quit sanding floors. I sanded floors and did floor work for a long time. Then I quit that and started playing music for a living. And it's been television. Don Bell was talking Saturday night. I've done 10 years or more on that show. 9 years on Cas Walker, 8 years on Bottle and Buster, a little while on Jim Clayton, and that furniture show in Knoxville. I've been on that television for. I've been on it a lot of years, close to 40 years, I guess, TV or more.
But now, of course, your crowning achievement, Wish Radio.
Yeah, and radio and television, so it's been a thing. Before we forget it, before we go further, but one thing I want you to tell him, I have never saw till you showed me, his daddy, where did he start? Probably in the 30s, 39 or 30s.
Way back there.
It'd be in the 30s because Van Dam was born down there. But anyhow, his daddy, he said he went and saw his staple gun in his office, and it was so old.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't have staples. It had wire. You put a band of wire and cut them and made them.
Oh, wow.
And I kept it for years, and then I gave it to one of my grandchildren.
Yeah, no, that's a great thing to pass along. That's awesome.
It had a roll of wire.
Yeah.
And when you hit it, it pulled, and
it wasn't just a staple gun. It literally made the staple.
It did.
That is awesome. That is cool.
Did you see it?
No, you told me about it. I just want to see it. But see, a lot of things was like that. My daddy, our house water, I've told people about it. He had this Ram. It's called Ram. John Rice Urban, if he's listening, they got me one years ago, just like Daddy's. And it's got a cylinder, and I've got some of this stuff over if people want to stop and see it. I got one of them Rams, and water goes into it and hits a flap, and it makes a cylinder pop, and it'll push water like 300 feet.
Oh, wow.
Sounds like a 22 going on. And every time it shoots probably 2 or 3 spoonfuls of water. And you have to have a reservoir to put it in.
Yeah.
Water run out all the time. That's why we got our water now.
Oh, wow.
I've got that. See, there's so many things that, like you just, like a cider mill. We took the old original cider mill and took the crank. We left the crank handle on it.
Mm-hmm.
Because he put a man on it with an arm, it's like he was cranking, but we put an electric motor on the other side with a pulley. And I've got one over at cider mill just exactly like we had. I got it all set up, and it's a sight how people didn't have, like, I've got the gas pump that you pump up in my garage where I keep antique cars, and you pump that thing up to 2 gallon or 1 gallon or 5 gallon, whatever gas you wanted. So you didn't have electricity back then.
Yeah.
Many people didn't have it in their 20s, I don't guess, even in 30s, a lot of people didn't have. I remember even on Clinton Highway when they come up through there and rubber-tarred wagons and horse riding right on the Clinton Highway. Just come up through there. I saw them do stuff,
Yeah.
Even, and they had thing in the middle called the washboard to keep you from running across hitting somebody. It looks like a washboard.
Yeah.
They called that. You go into sleep so you wouldn't run over and hit another car and wake you up.
Rumble. It was the early part of the early genesis of the Rumble Strip.
Yeah. We're going to do the show today, the whole show for Mel and Jim Gibson, if he's listening, and Patricia. But Mel is probably listening to us right now. He listens to it every week. And he told me a story. He called me up to tell me a story about, he said that he went to, heard two people talking about going to grocery stores. First said, I was at the grocery store the other day and said, two little women got a buggy in this getting groceries, and they filled it plumb full. Pulled that buggy up there to the cashier, and neither one of them had no money. Said they just stand there. And this fellow said, I was standing there looking at it and said, the Lord just spoke to me. He said, help them women out. You need to help them women. They need help, and you need to help them. And he said, I thought, Lord, if you tell me to do that, I have to do it. Mm-hmm. And his buddy said, well, what did you do? He said, I helped both of them put them groceries back on the shelf.
I did not see that coming. That is awesome.
I did a show Sunday in Middlesburg, Kentucky, and I told some of the stories. One that Tom had told me about this man. His wife was sitting on the porch swinging. He looked over at her and he said, honey, said, something happens to me. He said, you want to get married again? She said, well, I got to get married again. I can't run this farm by myself. They sat there a minute and he said, well, honey, he said, this new guy said, are you going to let him drive my new John Deere tractor? She said, well, we can't farm without the tractor. He sat there a minute and he said, well, you going to let this new guy wear my new bib overalls? She said, no, he's too tall for them. we got up there and did it. They liked that. I could tell that they liked the story better than did the music, so I just started telling the story.
Oh, there you go. You got to read the audience.
Yeah, you got to read the audience. There's some good ones out there. And everywhere you go, somebody's trying to tell you one.
Oh, yeah.
Did you hear about this? I was at Shoney the other night, and the guy told me one. I forgot what it was. It must not have been too good. It didn't stick, but the last one Zane Daniels told me said this skeleton, you think on this a second, the skeleton walked into a bar. Uh-huh. And he says, give me a beer and a mop.
That's good. I enjoy that one.
But we got so many things that has went on in our life. And it's been a great life. I've got to see a lot, hear a lot, and do a lot that I probably wouldn't have done if it hadn't been for music. Speaking of music, I want you to play a song or two here. We got, this goes way back. I want to get if this is right number. Some of these they messed up on some of these tapes, but I'm going to try number 4. And that's a local girl right here that they had Cox Funeral Home for many, many years, Char Cox. And then she started singing and traveled. She traveled with me, I guess, maybe 4 or 5 years, long time, pretty good while. And she was on that recording with us, number 4, if that works. We'll try it.
All right, here we go.
Char Cox in T4, Texas.
Well, T for Texas, T for Tennessee. T for Texas, T for Tennessee. And T for Tommy, they got a bit of red out of me. Well, if you don't want me daddy, you sure don't have to stop. Oh, no. If you don't want me daddy, you sure don't have to stop. 'Cause I can get more things than a passenger train can haul. Well, the water drinks like cherry wine. I'm going where the water drinks like cherry wine. 'Cause it's Georgia water, it tastes like turpentine.
you can look me up. If you're ever down in Mobile, be sure to look me up. Well, if you're ever down in Knoxville, tell Billy's over the hill. That man made a fool out of me. Well, T for Texas, T for Tennessee. T for Texas, T for Tennessee. Well, T for Tommy, they got it made a red out of me.
And now, who was that again, David?
Shark Cox. They run the Cox Funeral Home for many, many years. Mr. Cox was a good friend of mine, and my daddy's. He even knew my daddy real well. He would stop a lot of times coming through with a hearse, ambulance, or something. And he was a jolly guy, and he's a lot of fun. He and my daddy sit there and talk when I was a young boy. Cox Funeral Home. One day he was standing out in front of the funeral home up there in Lake City. And I think he's hat maker now, I believe. He was standing out front, and this old boy come down through there, and that's when that song, when you're hot, you're hot, when you're not, you're not. He come down there, and he looked up, it's a real hot summer day, and he looked up, saw Mr. Cox, he said, when you're hot, you're hot. Mr. Cox said, yeah, when you're cold, you're mine.
Real quick, gotta check in. We are, of course, Jasper J. Legs Young, I should be more specific, is live down here at Fast Pace Urgent Care Clinic as they get ready to open the doors on their brand new facility here in Clinton tomorrow. They're having the open house celebration right now. Jasper, how's it going?
Hey, Jim, it is packed. We got a lot of community support out here, and what a great company to support. A great service, but I've got Amy Webb that will be the clinical director here. Good morning, Amy.
Hello.
And what are some of your responsibilities with Fast Pace Urgent Care?
Well, we're open 7 days a week, and we see people for acute problems, and we do take primary care, women's health, injuries, any kind of acute illness.
Okay. So you're excited to be here?
Oh, I'm very excited.
Well, I tell you what, we've got a nice turnout for this event today, and like I said, everything is red and white around here. But also to me, Jim, to the right of me, is I got Greg Still, and Greg is the CEO of Fast Pace. Greg, I want to personally say thank you for joining forces here with WIFH and letting us host this event with the Chamber. But we want to welcome you to Clinton.
Well, thank you very much, and we're glad to be here. It's a very exciting time for us, and lots of people. So if you're out and about, drop on by. So we want to be your community health group. We want to take care of you, your kids. We're open 8 to 8, and we're there to help this community. And we've done that all over Tennessee, and we want to continue that tradition.
And just to say that, you moved to Clinton, this is 100%. You got your marketing efforts into right here for this, because it is number 100.
That's right, Jasper. We definitely do this for every clinic. We do. And this one's pretty special today because it is number 100 for us. And so we're really excited about that. So it's a rallying point for the whole company, and it's really important for us because we want to serve those communities that we're in, and we want to be here a long time. So
now, what is the average time that you get a patient in and patient out?
Well, it's going to be anywhere from 30 minutes, depending on acuity or how bad that patient's off. I mean, it could be up to an hour. So.
Well, certainly better than 8 hours in the emergency room.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's our claim to fame. We want to get you in. We know moms and dads are busy, and we want to get those kids in and out. We want to get mom and dad in and out.
Yeah. Of course, you got football, but you get a lot of broken bones, and I understand you got an X-ray machine.
Yes, we do. Yeah, we do have an X-ray machine. So bumps and bruises, come on in and see us. And we'll take care of you, and if we're not able to help you at that moment, we'll get you to the right people.
All right. Well, Greg, we do appreciate it. Appreciate you taking time out of the day to speak to our WIFH listener. Jim, have everybody come on down here and register for that flat screen TV. I hope it's one of our WISH listeners at Windward. It will be here until 2 o'clock today. Here right across from the McDonald's and Charles Cedars Boulevard. Jim, thanks for pushing all the buttons right there.
Hey. Well, thank you for dressing up so nicely. If you guys head on down to Fast Pace, Jasper's wearing a suit and tie today. So we're all very proud of Jasper. He looks like a big boy.
Yeah, thank you, Jim.
Hey, thanks, Jasper. We'll talk to you again here in just a little bit. That is Jasper J. Legs Young down at Fast Pace Urgent Care. Their 100th clinic opening its doors tomorrow. The big celebration, though, today. Howard has rejoined us for, I guess, the summing up portion of our program here this morning, but you wanted to dedicate that last song.
Okay, I'm dedicating the last song, and we're going to go off with one directly, but this song goes to Margot and Hilda. They're up in the Frolic area, and they're listening to us on the radio right now. They've been listening to the show. We're glad they do. Longtime friend of ours used to come to Ciderville a lot when I was there, and I think they may start coming back. I think Margot just came back from Kentucky, she said. But we called them the Fun Girls. So, they always dressed up, danced, and we used to have some big times there at Ciderville. So we're going to go off with one. I'll tell you about it in a minute. But right now, I'll run through one or two things here again. We got the big benefit concert at the Classic Car Show. That's going to be Sunday, October 13th, which will be this Sunday.
This Sunday.
The showtime on that starts at 11 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock at night. It's going to be an all-day thing, and they would like to have, if you come in, please, $6 donation minimum, but you can give more if you want to, because it's going
and that's a benefit.
Heart transplant for this boy. He's done got it, but he's got to pay the bill. Live music, dance floor, auction, food. There's going to be a lot of things. I didn't give him a guitar to give away from Ciderville. And if you're going to get in on the car show, it costs you a $20 entry. We're going to give away trophies, awards. This is going to be a big event. And it's at ALNWICK, Allen Wick, I guess, Community Center, 2146 Big Spring Road. Allen Wick Community Center at 2146 Big Springs Road, Maryville, Tennessee. And that's this Sunday now. Everybody plan on going over there. There's going to be a lot of entertainment, cars to see, 11 o'clock to 6 o'clock, so you can make that 1 hour. We got 2 or 3 more, I guess we were to tell you about. The Ben Ashley is going to be the 18th. We'll tell you more about this next week. Ben Ashley will be the 18th that's on a Friday, 6 to 8. Everybody's welcome. Of course, doesn't get in. Of course, the Barney, we're going to be doing the Mayberry show the 20th. That's going to be Sunday the 20th at 6 o'clock, and it's going to be over at the, what's that church? New Beverly Baptist Church. New Beverly Baptist Church. It's Beverly Road. New Beverly. I'm going to write that down. And anyhow, that's going to be a very good show there. You got a lot of guests coming. Chicken Man's coming in, Rick Campbell, Big Mike, me, and I don't know who all else. The Historical Center on Gay Street's going to be a big one. That's going to be on the 24th, on Thursday night. And it starts at 6 o'clock. Cas Walker book signing for a new book coming out. We'll have also, we may have some of the Cas Walker products there at night, but we've got a band. Our band starts at 6 o'clock, and it's going to be probably short movie. It's going to be a big event. Here's one, don't forget now, this is going to be the big grand opening at Max Pharmacy. That's October 26th at 12 o'clock. It's going to be, they're going to give away Garth book tickets, I believe. They've got, it's big. We'll get Don up here to tell you how big it is, but...
you know it's big if Don's involved.
Oh, Don is our booking agent on that, and he books us on our shows, but they're going to have ice cream. They're going to give away a lot of stuff. They have a lot of free stuff to eat and drawings and free music and it's going to be a big shindig that day. Don't forget it. October 26th, starting at 12 noon. We'll just do all kinds of things. And one other, this is one you want to plan on November 1st. That's 10 o'clock to 6 o'clock all day long at Ciderville. Putting on free strings from Martin Guitar Company. And they got a star coming in, Jason Hurden, will be demonstrating the new lines of Martins and showing you how to pick them. And boy, when they bring a guitar picker in, he's usually top shelf.
I would think so.
You'd be the best.
You'd hate for Martin to hire a guy that was just learning.
Oh, he can pick, because I got to pick with him last year, but they had a show. This year it's not going to be a show. They changed it to, they're going to put free strings on your guitar. We had it set up for a show that on a Friday night, but they changed the date and wanted to do it all day where people can come and go.
That's great.
It'll be a time, you get to hear music, it'll be in there, but you know, it won't be a sit-down show. But anyhow, we got a lot of things coming up. We got a lot of parties this week, is weddings and stuff like that, which is private stuff. But anyhow, give us a call. Call Faye if you want a Ciderville group. I bring whoever you want. And if you don't get a hold of Faye or you know Don Bell, call Don. Don that books for us. He helps us out a lot. We got a lot of things going right now at Ciderville. So a lot of big sales, big shows Saturday night, and next Saturday night, we're supposed to have a lot of guests.
Yeah.
The next 2 weeks after this week, we done got it filmed, but next 2 weeks, we got some special gospel people coming in and country people. It's supposed to be a big show. I think we'll go off the air. We got one, this particular song, I believe this is the CD it was on. A few years ago, they asked us to do a CD, well, back in it was 45, I guess, or cassette, for the Moonshine Cloggers on Hee Haw. And the Moonshine Cloggers was I believe they're from around Oliver Springs. They were great. They did all kinds of routine dancing, and they wanted me and Luke to play for them. And so we did their record, their 45 record, and we know it went to Nashville with them, and they played it, and they done stops and starts. They were some of the greatest cloggers there ever been. The Moonshine Cloggers was top, as Luke said, top shelf. But then Luke says, David, why don't we go over to Arthur Murray and learn how to do some of that stuff and learn how to dance, and then we get pretty good, and then we'll start getting out there and dancing with them people and show them how it goes. So we go to Arthur Murray, and we're going to take up clogging, and they start playing music. Well, when they started playing music, it was me and Luke. Luke said, well, I'll tell you right now, that's me and him playing your music over here. Well, when I had the blood clot that time, 18 years ago, I went to the rehab. You know, they want you to go walk and build yourself back up. Mm-hmm. And they would run the treadmill, and they play music over there. It's out there toward Easttown. And they play the treadmill. When you run the treadmill, they wanted music to keep you going fast. Mm-hmm. And they put this on it. It was this CD that I looked over at the guy and I said, where'd you get that? And he said, it's a Badger picker. I said, it's me. He told everybody, he said, we're playing his music. He did your rehabbing to his own music. But anyhow, you know, you hear a lot of that stuff. And I was at John Rice's one day, and they had the church. Somebody was in there in his little chapel. They had a church, and they were doing some gospel. And she said, this is David West. She said, I know. Said, I know who he is. So we just played a CD, had one of your songs on it, and somebody had recorded it. Put one of our songs on that CD she had. Me and Luke, I looked at it, and David West, Luke Brandon. And this one, one day they called me from, I guess it's Europe, you know, it's over in there. And they asked me, said, can I send you a contract and you sign it? We have permission to play your Lean on Everlasting Arms. I think I played it on either a dobro or electric badger. I forgot now. It's been some while back. Said, we want to open up 30 radio stations with this song. We love it. And I sent them a contract. And so they sent me a tape of it back. Had it brought radio stations on. Of course, you couldn't understand it. I couldn't understand nothing they said, but I did understand the music. And that was good on that one. But this particular song is one that we did for Moonshine Cloggers. I'm pretty sure this is it. I saw two places where it had been recorded, but I think this is when it was. So we're going to go off of that, and it's for Margot and Hilda, and of course, Gibson. We got Jim down there. Jim said we don't talk much about him because he was up for Melvin, so it's for Melvin and everybody else that likes it. Here it is, Little Rock. Talk to you. See you next week.
Very good. Thank you, guys. We'll see you next week, and we're going to be checking in with Jasper Young until 2 o'clock this afternoon, so hang out with us.
H&H Body Shop is a family-owned and operated body shop. Here's Darla, co-owner of H&H Body Shop, on how she ended up in the family business.
Well, I was born into it, but I did choose it. I helped my dad at night on his paperwork when I was a kid. Then I started there in high school, coming up here. Then after I graduated on state, I ended up here full time. Daddy got ready to retire, and he wanted me and Barry to do it together. So me and Barry became partners in the early 90s, and we've stuck together ever since.